Damien. Welcome back. And today I wanted to go over a few things, FAA study materials and free resources that are out there and available to you guys that you guys can use to start studying now without even actually going to a flight school. So I'm going to break this video down into three sections, I guess, if you will. The first two sections are going to be free resources that you can do right now, and then the last section is actually going to be a paid resource. But don't freak out; it's relatively cheap when you start thinking of the grand scheme of things of flight training. So the first free resource that we're going to talk about, and both of these are going to be downloadable from FAA.gov. Okay, so you can just Google search that. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the Airplane Flying Handbook. Okay, so you can either Google search that Airplane Flying Handbook, or you can go to the FAA website itself and actually search the reference number, which is, got my little cheat sheet here, sorry, FAA TAC Hotel TAC 8083 TAC 3 Bravo. Gotta have a cheat sheet. And like I said before, this is a free PDF, and this PDF and I guess study material covers the plane specifically, and some of the airplane systems and procedures that you can do. It's about 300 or so pages PDF, but you can download it, start studying, and go through that resource. And then the second one that we're going to talk about, by the way, sorry, it's a full color picture, so it's not just like you're reading words and diagrams and things like that. It's full color, and I think it's really well done, honestly. I wish I would have known about it sooner, back in 2009 when I was actually doing it back then. Second resource that we're going to talk about, it's the same thing, FAA.gov, but this time it's going to be the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, and that reference number is FAA TAC Hotel TAC 8083 TAC 25 Bravo. And what that is that actually breaks it down into the actual, like, what you do as a pilot. So ground reference maneuvers, approaches, how to land, how to take off, different systems with carburetors, like how is a carburetor different from fuel injection, how does a carburetor react during icing conditions, and how does carburetor heat actually take those icing conditions away. So that PDF is a little bit bigger. It's about 520 pages long, but both of these PDF files are free to download, and you don't need to do anything with them at all, other than download them, put them in iBooks or whatever your favorite reader is, and just read a little bit of it each day. And if you do that prior to even going to a flight school, or before you even step foot in an airplane, you'll have a leg up on what's actually going to happen, and the idea of training, like what's actually going to happen in your training before you even go and talk to an instructor, so that you can get an idea of like what it's actually going to be like. And of course, there's no such thing as too much information, so that's good. The third thing that we're actually going to talk about is actually an app on iOS and Android. I'm not sure if it's on Windows. To be honest, I didn't look. So if it is on Windows, let me know. But you're going to go to the App Store or the Google Store, whichever one you use, and you're going to search Prepware Private Pilot. And this is actually what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. So, but there's two sides to this. There's the study side and the test side. So, and basically what this is, first of all, the app itself is $10 on both. I checked iOS and Android. They're both $10. So this app is a FAA written test prepware. So what that means is that you can go through and pick, on the study side, you can pick certain sections. So the way the exam is written is that each section of the exam has a set number of questions from that exam. So say weather or chart reading or whatever. They have a question bank of questions that they can pull from to actually ask you. And what this app will do is that you can go through on the study side and say, oh, well, I just want to study weather. And you go through and you can actually study up on weather, and they'll ask you all of the questions that the FAA uses for weather. And if you get a question wrong, then it'll actually give you an explanation of why you got it wrong. And 9 times out of 10, it'll actually give you a reference, a researchable reference that you can actually, so say the explanation wasn't good enough or you don't quite understand it, you can actually go to the actual physical reference, either in the FAA or Google or wherever, and find a more detailed explanation of why that is, or why you got that question wrong, or how to get it right in the future. So the second side of this app is the test side. So the FAA written exam is 60 questions. You have to pay for it to actually go and take it. And prior to taking the exam, you actually need to be you need to have your endorsement from your CFI. So you can't just go and take the test. But you actually do have to pay for your FAA exam. You want to make sure that you are walking into this test prepared, because you don't want to take a test, fail the test, and then learn that you have to retake the test, but you just paid for a test that you failed. So no one wants to spend money and fail a test. So you want to be as prepared as you can. So on the test side of the app, the way that it works is that it'll go through 60 questions. It randomly pulls 60 different questions, and you ask them. I haven't seen there to be a time limit yet, but it usually takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes to complete each test, each time I roll through the test. So just be aware of that. When you do start using it, you want to prepare yourself the way that you're actually going to take the test. So make sure you have all your materials, a piece of scratch paper, an E6B if you have one, a flight computer, the electronic FAA approved flight computer, you can use that. I try to not use my cell phone as a calculator, because you're not allowed to have your cell phone in there. Again, prepare like you're going to use like you're actually going to take the test. So I try to not use my cell phone as a calculator. I try to have a little flat handheld calculator. And then my paper or my mechanical E6B. So it goes through 60 questions, and then at the end of the test you can grade, and it'll tell you what you got on your test. So you'll know about where in the percentage wise, after you take the test a few times, where you land and where you need to go back and study up. So that's good, so that you can have a good idea walking into the FAA test, the actual test. Like, okay, well, I know I'm going to score more than an 80. The minimum requirement, I believe, is still 70%. So that's cool. But that's really all I got for that. If you guys comment below, or if you like the things that I brought up today, comment below what you guys use. If you guys have found something, let me know. Let the community know what you guys are using to study. Along with all of this, my flight school also uses Jeppesen, the Jeppesen Ground School, the Part 141 Ground School. I've already completed that. It took me about a month and 10 days or so to complete it. It's dense. It's a lot of work, but again, it's not undoable. And as per the FAA, you do need a required amount of ground training, so that covers that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, I'll try to answer all your questions as I see them coming through the comments. But until next time, fly safe. Later.